My name is Andrea. I'm 47 years old. I am in public relations, and one of the reasons I decided to go see Dr. Mulholland is after quite a few years in my previous career, I actually changed careers completely. So I found myself at an older age starting over, and unfortunately it's a world where, often we're judged by what we look like, and I wanted a fresh look. I wanted to make sure that I was giving the best foot forward when I was beginning this new career. I truly believe that if you're going to go to a professional, first of all, go to someone that you trust. So obviously I do trust Dr. Mulholland. It's his job to take a look at someone and really right away be able to tell you what's going to work, what's not. He's looked at thousands of faces. He has talked and helped thousands of men and women. So I would think that it would be very vain and presumptuous of me to walk in and say, this is what I want. Instead, I went in, explained to him the issues that were most pressing to me. When I looked in the mirror, what upset me and what I felt was staring back at me. And he just told me what he thought would address those issues. It was a collaboration. I've been fairly quiet about getting it done, and I think my family, is aware that I like to try things out, and they weren't surprised by it. I was very upfront with the doctor about wanting this to look natural and wanting it to look like I just had a rested night, and over time, the jowls being gone, it's not something that you would notice necessarily before and after, but it just looks pleasant. And unless you were looking for it and said, hey, where did your jowls go? Then other than that, you wouldn't notice it. And typically my husband, who's very aware anytime that something changes with me, my hair color, anything, this time has been fairly quiet. So obviously the doctor heard my concerns that I wanted it to be natural, and that's exactly what has happened. I'm thrilled with the results. I felt very comfortable the entire time. The staff has been fantastic at Dr. Mulholland's spa, and everyone has been really educational. They've been informing me along every step of the way what to expect, what not to expect. And then again, I don't even remember what I looked like before this. I know the things I disliked were gone, but the results are so natural that I don't think anyone would look at me and notice anything different, and that's what I was hoping for. I don't think my life has changed in any way since the procedure. I think anytime that I would look in the mirror, there were things that I noticed that I personally wasn't happy with. It's not a judgment thing. Certainly it's something that's very personal for me. I was always thinking, what if? What should I do? What could I do? That fear of, well, perhaps plastic surgery or any kind of aesthetic procedure would make me look like those characters that you see on reality TV shows. So, you start thinking, can I, can't I, should I, shouldn't I? And what it has done is give me peace of mind. It is done. I'm happy with the results. I'm happy with the choice of doctors because I chose someone after a lot of research who I believed would be the best person for the job, and I'm thrilled. I would recommend that for anyone who even has a question about what they look like, what they could look like, any sort of uncomfortableness when they look at the mirror and they see their reflection, I would recommend that they go and see a doctor that they trust. Speak to people who have visited that doctor and have worked with that doctor, and just have a conversation. Aesthetics procedures and plastic surgery is not for everyone, nor should it be. And again, it should be a personal choice. Once you make that choice, you should be proud of it, not let people talk about your decisions for you. So I really recommend to anyone remotely considering it that they at least explore their options. I would absolutely recommend Dr. Mulholland and SpaMedica for several reasons. First of all, his reputation exceeds him. He is such a renowned doctor, not only in Canada. I mean, people know him in Canada from being on television and all the perhaps media associations that he's had over the past, but this doctor teaches these procedures abroad. He's an expert. He's a fantastic expert. He knows what he's talking about. That impresses me so much more than seeing his name plastered in a magazine. The fact that, the procedures that he did with me, I think literally the next day he was going to go teach them in Paris. That to me speaks volumes. So if you're an expert, that's important to me. Someone who takes your concerns seriously doesn't upsell you on what needs to get done. Those are things that are red flags for me, and that's never been the case with Dr. Mulholland. His team of staff is like a family. It really did feel like a family to me. It felt very easygoing, and everyone was sort of there supporting along the way, before the procedure, during, and after, when I went in for my checkup. So I think that's what you want with any sort of procedure, and if someone is looking for someone that they can trust, then I would certainly recommend him. I think throughout this whole process, from beginning to think about whether I would have a procedure to the end result and being satisfied, I think it's made me take stock a little bit of what I want to do with my life, what I want for myself, and really try to remember that only I can make the decisions for my face, for my body, for my life, to really not be concerned with preconceived notions of aesthetic procedures, preconceived notions of who does and does not take care of their body, or different ways that you can take care of your body and your face and your life. I mean, I try to eat healthy, I try to exercise, but I think this is just another tool in my personal arsenal. I'm really proud of the decision that I've made, and that is something that is personal, and it should be personal for everybody.